Islam versus Chael Sonnen. The trash talk turns nuclear. Chael Sonnen struck first, calling Islam Makhachev's move to welterweight cowardly wasn't just bold, it was personal. And it didn't take long for Islam to fire back. He slammed Sonnen's whole career with one brutal line on X. Chasing hype and money is not the same as chasing greatness. Cheap trash talk won't help you understand that. But Chael didn't back off. He responded with a sarcastic, almost poetic burn.
There are many paths to greatness, son. Travel yours as I traveled mine. And I will be there to help you as you stumble, as I always have. Signed, Uncle Chael. No. Signed, your guardian angel. No. Signed, your elder brother. You know what? Put them all. Uncle Chael, your guardian angel, your elder brother. And in the future, if I want your opinion, I'll beat it out of you. No. Leave that part out. Let me extend an olive branch.
The Nate Diaz Jon Jones altercation, what really happened? A chaotic brawl was caught on camera. Jake Shields took a head kick, Nate Diaz started swinging, and Jon Jones jumped in to calm things down. Now we know the backstory.
We had one of our young fighters, a guy named Zadig. He was playing with Nate. You know, he wanted to fight with Nate. And Nate kind of came in a little bit on edge. I think he had some previous beef with some Russian fighters, so he was a little bit on edge when he got here. Fighting with Nate was not the best idea. It became serious right away, and we had to replace Nate. You know, I've been around the Bushido spirit for a long time, that martial arts spirit where everybody have a certain degree of kind of like certain rules you don't cross, like a martial arts spirit and everything. And I don't think there's a lot of that here. Some guys are like warriors and some guys are really just kind of street fighters, you know? And there's insults, there's weapons. This show is like, there's nothing like it. There's really nothing like it.
John said it best. There's no Bushido here. Some of these guys aren't martial artists. They're street fighters. Rampage and Cejudo on eye pokes, the dark side of MMA. Henry Cejudo knows how fast a fight can fall apart. After taking a nasty eye poke from Song, he was left unable to see out of his left eye. The fight was stopped. But Rampage Jackson took it a step further. He trained to get eye poked.
Anybody ever poke your eye during a fight?
Yeah, Jon Jones.
Do you?
No, I do remember that. No, but what happened? Were you able to recover once you?
Yeah, I kept going because
But that's what I thought. So a lot of people, Henry's smiling, Henry's doing this. I'm like, hold on, dude. I just need time, dude. I'm in to make money, bro. The last thing I want to do is give up some of my pay because I got a boo boo. You know what I'm saying?
You got a boo boo. That's why you had a side.
Still be all right.
Yeah. Your eye poke was worse. Your eye poke was worse than mine.
Yeah. Why was yours not bad?
Mine wasn't as bad as his, but I came into the fight with an eye poke injury because we were training for that. Bro.
From who? Who poked you during training?
Oh, you know, I had this.
That's dangerous, dude. I never really thought about the eyes, but once it happens to you, then you're like, oh.
Bro, I fought a guy who's known for eye poking. So, Jon Jones.
Cejudo didn't even blink. I'm here to make money. A boo-boo won't cost me my paycheck. But that's the state of the game now. JDM says Islam is a better version of Belal. Jack Della Maddalena isn't waiting around. He's already breaking down Islam Makhachev's style and comparing him to Belal Muhammad.
I think Islam Makhachev is a better version of Belal. I think his striking on the feet is I think it's more. I even think it's easier. The striking on the feet, I think it's easier than Belal because he's more just he'll stay in one stance. He's more traditional style. But yeah, he's the pound for pound #1. So it's a tough fight. But I guess we'll just watch all these fights again, make a solid game plan, and then just start working at it. From pretty much now, I'm going to start working on ways to beat him, different ways to get back to my feet, stuff in the takedown. But I'm pretty confident I can get this one done.
JDM's not just watching film, He's actively game planning his route to victory. Tim Welch. Merab is the bantamweight GOAT. Sean O'Malley's coach. Tim Welch is convinced Merab Dvalishvili is the greatest bantamweight of all time.
I don't really know how you debate that Merab's not the best now of all time. Just look at his record. Has there ever been a bantamweight who's beat that many champions in a row? I don't think there has. So it's pretty easy to say that Merab's the best bantamweight ever right now. I mean, we're preparing for the worst. We're preparing to be stuck on bottom in half guard. We're preparing to be stuck on bottom in the guard. We're preparing to be against the fence and Merab just grinding on you. We're preparing for the worst. And last time we didn't get to prepare for the worst. So will it make a difference this fight? I think it will.
This rematch is different. This time, they're not underestimating the grind. Ray Longo says Chimayv versus Dricus odds are off. Kamzat. Chimayv opened as a 2-1 favorite against Dricus du Plessis. But Ray Longo doesn't agree.
So what do you think the betting line is for that fight, Ray? Chimayv and Dricus du Plessis. Who do you think's the betting favorite? And I only ask you that because you said I'm not betting against Dricus anymore. So he's the favorite now, finally?
I'm going to say Dricus is the favorite in that fight.
Oh, no. Chimayv, 2-1.
2-1?
Khamzat Chimayv minus 198. Dricus du Plessis is plus 164.
Wow. All right.
No line as yet on Nasruddin Imavov. But
wow.
I thought it was interesting that Chimayv was the 2-1 favorite. So
yeah, I would have thought that would be more like a pick 'em, a slight favorite. Wow, they really.
Some fans agree. This might be the most unpredictable matchup in the middleweight division. Mateusz Gamrot wants to expose Paddy Pimblett. Gamrot's had enough. He thinks Paddy's rise to the top 10 was handed to him.
Yeah, because I don't like this guy. He talk too much. He's arrogant from England, you know. He talk some things about me many times. I love meet him in the octagon because his way to this position when he has right now was so easy. I don't think so. If he get a good opponent against him, I don't think so. He win this fight, and I love fight with him. He's from Europe. I am from Europe. I think if UFC make this fight, it's gonna be maybe the biggest fight in the lightweight division to Europe. And my opinion, he's great stylistic for me, and I beat him for sure. He's grappler. I am grappler. I love scramble with somebody in the ground, you know, because my previous opponent was only striker, only fire. The ground was fire for everybody and everybody stand up. I love roll with somebody in the ground. Like today I have a few rounds with grappler guy, and after this I have few rounds with Dustin. So bro, in ground was fire. Every time when I have opportunity, I submitted guy. That's why. If my upcoming fight with Ludovic Klein, I hope so. This news is not true what you say.
Yeah.
Because my plan is make him tired, take him down, and submit him in the ground. And this is not. I can say this, no problem.
Strickland versus Belal? Bisping and Felder aren't buying it. Sean Strickland called out Belal Muhammad to move up in weight. But Michael Bisping and Paul Felder think this is a weird move.
Yeah, I saw this.
Yeah, I don't want to talk shit, but all right. There's two sides. Belal has talked a lot of shit. Said he would go up to 185 and this and that and all the rest of it. Loses his belt. So I guess I don't blame Sean, but realistically, Sean just losing a title fight. Is that the fight you want next? Is that the guy you're going to call out? You know, especially after beating up these streamers in the gym. One could start painting a narrative here if you wanted to. I'm not saying I'm doing that, but it's like, really?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. I was like, look, I mean, I got nothing against Sean, but if I'm Belal, you're both coming off losses for the belt. I mean, Belal's still in the mix at welterweight. He wants to go and try to get a fight that's going to get him back into that title picture, coming off one loss, a good fight with Jack. And for Sean, I know Izzy's out there trying to get a fight with him. I know other people are calling for fights with him that are very active and established middleweight. So as fun as I think that would be, I would think that would mean that it's the end of your career if those types of fights are happening. And I think that's what we're kind of alluding to there. It's like, if it is, then sure, that's the fight to call for. But if you still think you got some in the tank, come on now.
Yeah. If you think you got some in the tank, you aren't calling out welterweights that just lost the belt. Herringbone?
Gene Silva targets Diego Lopez and calls out the UFC. Gene Silva thinks the UFC has a hidden agenda. They don't want Evloev as champ. They'll have him lose to a debut guy. Then it's Volk versus Yair again, and me versus Diego. Gene wants Lopes next, and he's confident. He'll want a title shot if he beats me, but I won't let him. Silva sees the chessboard, and he's making his move. Fans revolt over Volk versus Yair 2. The MMA community erupted after rumors of Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez 2. No one wanted this, fans said. Even Volk wanted Evloev. Aljamain Sterling called it fascinating, but fans weren't buying it. The rematch fatigue is setting in, and Dana White is taking the heat. Jon Jones fires back at Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall said he doesn't care about Jon Jones anymore. He just wants to be the undisputed champ. Jon's response? Short and cold. Shut your mouth and do as you're told. No fluff, just dominance. Jones might be inactive, but he's still running the game with just a comment.